Hello students, this is Dr. Dakshayani, Assistant Professor from Department of Zoology, Maharani's Science College for Women, Bengaluru. Students, in this session, let us understand the morphological features as well as reproduction and life cycle of Aurelia aurita. The objectives of learning today's session is to understand and learn the external morphology and life history of Aurelia aurita. Students, as we all know that phylum Coelenterata has been classified into different classes based on the dominance of morphological form, means what you call the type of individual dominates in its life cycle, that is whether the sessile polyp stage or free living medusae form. And the classes are, the first class is class Hydrozoa, in which the polyp stage is dominant and medusae stage is short lived. The second class is class Scyphozoa. In this class, free living medusae stage is dominant and the polyp stage is short lived or may be absent. And the last class is class Anthozoa. Here in this class, it has only polyp stage and no medusae form in its life cycle. Students, let us know some of the features of Scyphozoans. They are exclusively marine and free living forms. They are single, means solitary forms. In this class, the medusae stage is dominant and polyp stage is short-lived or may be absent. They have umbrellar-shaped body or the cup-shaped body. Between the body wall layers, the mesoglia contains cellular matrix and the entire body is gelatinous in nature. The best example studied from this class is Aurelia aurita. The contents of today's session includes introduction to Aurelia aurita and detailed study of its external morphology as well as reproduction and life cycle of Aurelia aurita. Aurelia is a genus of Scyphozoan, and for the first time it is described by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, where this genus includes for about 13 known species and one among them is Aurelia aurita. It is found distributed along the coast in temperate climates and found living in all the estuaries and all the oceans in the world. It shows the great adaptability to the large fluctuating temperatures and variations in the salinity in its habitat and has more flexibility to their ecosystem. It is found living, means free living, with the help of contraction movements by its bell-shaped body. It is commonly known as jellyfish or moon jelly due to the presence of gelatinous substance in their body and is translucent in nature. It is carnivorous in its habit, where it feeds on small organisms such as protozoans and zooplanktons with the help of its oral arms. It emits light, hence known as bioluminescent, where it is very active in diffuse light and responds to various stimuli. It shows alternation of generation in its life history. The systematic position of Aurelia aurita is as follows. It belongs to phylum Coelenterata, class Scyphozoa, and the genus called Aurelia, and the species is aurita. Coming to the external morphological features of Aurelia aurita, the shape and size. It is easily recognized by its soft bell or umbrella shaped body with 4 red or purple horseshoe shaped gonads on its upper surface and 4 long, that is a frilled and narrow oral lobes hanging downwards from its lower surface. And its circular body measures about 9 mm in diameter and presents a convex aboral or exumbellar surface and a concave oral or subumbellar surface. The coloration of the body is perfectly transparent and bluish white in color, where the reddish or purplish gonads are clearly visible from the body surface. From the center of the subumbellar surface hangs down a very short and inconspicuous manubrium, means not clearly visible manubrium, and at its free distal end there is a square shaped mouth from each corner of which hangs down a long tapering, and it is much frilled and delicate process called oral arm. Each oral arm has a central ciliated groove that leads into mouth, and its edges are provided with nematocyst, that is stinging cells. The subumbellar surface bears a circular aperture and it leads into a small shallow cavity called the subgenital pit, which is lying immediately beneath the gonad, and its function is unknown. Just above each subgenital pit within umbrella is a horseshoe shaped and frilled gonad which is red or purple in color, and free arms of all the 4 gonads are directed towards the center of umbrella. One important point is that there is no connection between the gonads and subgenital pits. As you notice the picture, the circular margin of umbrella or bell shape is broken into 8 lobes by 8 notches, and 4 of which are per-radial and the other 4 interradial in position. In each notch, there are 2 delicate leaf-like processes called the marginal lappets, and between lappets there is a small sensory organ called tentaculocyst or rhopalium. Between the notches, the free edge of umbrella is produced with a row of numerous small, delicate and hollow threads-like structure called marginal tentacles, where the tentacles bear batteries of stinging cells, that is the nematocyst. The margin of subumbellar surface bearing lappets and tentacles that forms a thin and flexible flap called vellarium or pseudo-vellum, where it differs from true vellum of obelia, in which the gastrodermal canals runs into it, and such a medusae with pseudo-vellum that is noticed in Aurelia is called acrospedot medusae, while a medusae with a true vellum which is observed in obelia is called craspedot medusae. Coming to the reproduction in Aurelia aurita. Aurelia is a dioecious, that means the male and female sexes are separate and there is no marked sexual dimorphism in them. The sex organs are the testes and ovaries, which are similar in appearance, means they look same. And medusae has 4 horseshoe shaped gonads which are lying on the floor of a stomach and one in each gastropouch. They are reddish violet in color. They are clearly visible through the semi-transparent jelly of umbrella. On maturity, the ova and sperms are released into the gastrovascular cavity and pass out of mouth with the outgoing water current. The eggs or the ova are lodged in the frills of oral arms. The male medusae releases the sperms and the sperms swim in water and reach the ova and fertilize them either in stomach of female or in the frills of oral arms of female body. Hence, the fertilization takes place either internally inside the stomach or externally in the frills or ciliated grooves of oral arms of female body. Coming to the life cycle of Aurelia aurata, the first stage is the formation of planula larva. The frills of oral arms of female body serves as a temporary brooding chambers. Here, each fertilized egg or zygote undergoes early development into a ciliated larval stage called planula larva, where the zygote undergoes holoblastic and equal cleavage, that is equal division, and it produces a solid ball-like structure called morula. Soon after that, it is transformed into a single-layered blastula, enclosing a central fluid-filled cavity called blastocele. And the two-layered gastrula develops by invagination, having an outer ectoderm and an inner endoderm, lining an enteron cavity with its blastopore. Now, the embryo now elongates and its outer cells become ciliated and blastopore closes and the typical planula larva is formed. At this stage, many planula larvae are clearly visible as minute opaque patches on the oral arms of female individual. The second stage is the formation of scyphistoma. The ciliated planula larva eventually escapes and after a short period of free swimming, it attaches itself to a stone or to a seaweed by its broad anterior end, that is the arboreal end. The cilia are lost and a mouth opens at its free distal end where blastopore had closed. The larva now becomes elongated and metamorphosed into a small trumpet-shaped or hydra-like polyp which is about 5 mm in height. And its proximal part is narrowed into a stalk-like structure which is attached to the substratum by an adhesive basal disc, and the tentacles budded off or buds out around the mouth and are about 16 long and slender tentacles. Tentacles will be formed and the mouth becomes square in shape and its edges become elongated to form a short manubrium. The larva now looks like a trumpet-shaped polyp or the hydra and is called hydrotuba or young scyphistoma. The scyphistoma feeds and grows up to 12 millimeter in height and may survive in this stage for several months. Sometimes it multiplies either by lateral budding. You can notice in the picture. The last stage is the formation of ephyra. During favorable conditions, that is, during autumn and winter, scyphistoma undergoes a remarkable process of budding or the transverse fission of oral end called strobilation, where at the anterior end, that is distally, body develops a series of ring-like transverse constrictions or the furrows which gradually deepens so that the organism resembles a stalk of minute saucers or disc-shaped structures and are placed one above the other. At this stage, scyphistoma with a segmented body is called a strobila, and each of the segment is called the ephyra larva. And many such ephyras are connected together by muscular strands. As they grow older, their muscular strands contract rigorously and break at intervals. So, one by one, ephyrae are pinched off from the parent strobila and swims away as a little medusae are the jellyfishes. For about a dozen ephyrae are formed in a single strobilation when the food is abundantly available and temperature is low in the habitat. And when the food is scarce, that is, food is not available and temperature is high, a single ephyrae is produced at a time. When all the ephyrae get detached, the basal unsegmented part of scyphistoma grows new tentacles and continues to live as a polyp or hydrotuba. The newly released ephyrae is microscopic gelatinous creature and it measures for about 1 millimeter in diameter and has a well developed tetramerous symmetry. The edge of its umbrella produced into 8 bifid lobes are the arms. And it possesses manubrium and mouth. The ephyra swims actively in seawater, feeding on microorganisms such as protozoans or the zooplanktons, where they are caught with the help of lappets and transferred to mouth. Later, as the growth proceeds, the mesoglia increases enormously so that 2 layers of endoderm fuse to form a solid gastrodermal lamellae except in the regions of gastrovascular canals. And the umbrella of 8-rayed ephyrae becomes circular and saucer shaped and is finally transformed into adult aurelia. An ephyra formed in winter becomes sexually reproducing adult medusae by spring or in summer. Students, hope we could able to understand in detail about the morphological features as well as the reproduction and life cycle of Aurelia aurita in this session. Let us recall and get more understanding about today's topic by answering a few multiple choice questions. Here the first question. Which animal of the following is umbrella shaped and free swimming? Is it hydra, Aurelia, jellyfish, or both Aurelia and jellyfish? Yes, it's answer D, both Aurelia and jellyfish. Second question is, what is the main part of a moon jellyfish diet? Means, what is its food? Is it a small fish, zooplankton, phytoplankton, or the other, it feeds on other jellyfish? The answer is B, where it feeds on small microscopic protozoans or the zooplanktons. Yeah, the answer is zooplanktons. The third question is, which of the following is true regarding moon jellyfish? They have highly toxic tentacles, they are strong swimmers, they have a translucent bell with short tentacles, or they are extremely rare. The answer is C. Yes, they have a translucent bell-shaped body with short tentacles. The fourth question is, the planula larva found in the life history of the class Anthozoa or the Scyphozoa, the Hydrozoa, or all of the above? The answer is B. Yes, the planula larva is found in the life history of class Scyphozoa. The fifth question is, the ephyrae develops into Scyphostoma, Aurelia, the Obelia, or into planula larva? The answer is yes, the ephyrae larva develops into the Aurelia. Answer is B. These are the few references we can go through, and it's from website and from few books. Thank you.